Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. So, Swiss watch company sent another watch for me to take a look at, and this at first glance looks like something different than what they normally produce, but not really. This, I want to say, is from the ARK series, or a successor if you want to call it that, and is more of a day-to-day, more casual looking field watch with a GMT function. Upon close inspection, this still benefits from the same well-executed case finish that I've experienced from the micro brands so far, and it comes with a series of features that normally you wouldn't get in this combination or at this price. Speaking of the price, this retails for $250, and if you watched my previous video about the Hyper G, link in the corner of the screen, for what you're getting, this is not a lot of money. Now, I absolutely love their no-nonsense, honest approach on every design, and also the fact that they're committed to deliver quality on every single watch. Also, you can tell that a family member, and in this case, the dad, has been involved in the watch industry for over 25 years. I'll put links into the description box on the website. You can also see the history of the whole family and who's involved and who does what. Now, I had this watch for a few days now. I actually came in just before Christmas, so the review is a little late, but I think I had enough time to get a real sense of how good this is. Now, let's take a closer look at the ARK GMT. First of all, I have to admit that when I hear field watch, my mind goes somewhere else completely, and something like this on that line wouldn't be on top of my list. But once again, Swiss watch company, just like the Hyper G, turned it around. If you look at the other colors they have on the website, you start seeing the resemblance and starting to put this in the same category. I mean, the proportion would be there with a case diameter of 38 millimeters, a lug width of 20 millimeters, a case thickness of 9 millimeters, and it looks like a 46. This again falls into that field watch category. On the size aspect, I would say yes, box ticked. And it does wear quite compact when you look at it, but if you do want to go on an expedition somewhere on where you would require a field watch for that matter, whatever that means, this again wouldn't be my first choice. Maybe because it doesn't have that tool watch look that I would get from my, let's say, khaki field mechanical, at least not this color variant. And as much as I say that it doesn't have the looks, this watch likes to prove me wrong pretty much all the time, because it has the capabilities. SWC has this way of making really capable and solid watches without actually parading that in your face. Now, let me explain. The Hyper G that I keep coming back to had this super polished look that you wouldn't normally see on a titanium watch, and that wasn't so obvious. And it also had a soft iron core for increased magnetic resistance. They carry the same feeling here. This has hardened coating that is scratch resistance up to 1000 Vickers, and it has a water resistance of 100 meters, even though it has a push-pull crown. Now, see what I mean? This is kind of like in the sleeper territory. So in other words, this is a durable, capable day-to-day watch. Also, the case is brushed on the sides and on the top of the lugs to hide those scratches better. Now, to go back on my initial statement with the whole this doesn't look like a field watch thing, again, if we take a look at the dial, we could see that this is super legible. The crystal covering it is sapphire, and it has 16 layers of AR coating. Yes, 16. My khaki field has none. The dial is concave, so you don't have any glare, so no matter how you look at it, you can always see those numerals. I think this is just brilliant because this small change adds a whole new level of functionality, and once again, it shows that functionality doesn't have to be in your face obvious. The variant that I have here is called Sea Glass, and you could probably tell by now why. Now, to me, this really looks like Tiffany blue, but then again, there are so many shades of color, and I'm actually really terrible at associating the names. If this is not for you, they have 7 other dial options to choose from, and personally, I think there are for everyone. Now, going back on the functionality topic, just at the 6 we have the little time window that tracks a second time zone. Now, if you take a closer look, there's a small little arrow that indicates the second time zone, but it's very kind of difficult to spot. But if you have a bit of common sense, you know that whatever is in the middle there is just the other time zone. And just to make sure that everything is covered, the wheel matches the date color and the font matches the tip on the seconds hand. So very, very subtle, but I love it. And lastly, let's not forget about the lume. The indices are filled with BGW9 grade A Swiss made Superluminova, and you have the same shade on the hands. Everything lasts long enough and it's better than the equivalent price point with printed / filled indices, and I genuinely had no doubt that this wouldn't be. I mean, judging by the attention to detail on all their other areas and the fact that this is in fact a field watch, you would want good lume. Now let's talk about the machine inside. Powering this, we have the Swiss made Ronda 515.24 quartz movement with a GMT function. You should need to change the battery on this once every 38 months or so. That's what the SWC website says, but the spec sheet for the movement says it's actually 45 months. Not that it really matters, because the cost of the battery is not that much anyway. Now, quartz is not a bad option because it keeps the price down. Swiss quartz is an even better, and the functionality that you have here is actually a whole added bonus point. Honestly, I love the fact that they're thinking outside the box, and they're thinking outside the typically designed box, where you have that little window that indicates the GMT function rather than the typical hand that everybody is used to. Now, one minor comment I would have here is that I would have liked for the seconds hand to hit all the markers, but you never know with the quartz movements, and it's always a bit of a hit and miss, no pun intended. Now, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that topic, but again, it's just something to bear in mind. And lastly, something else that I really think was the right choice here, and it works really well in this combination, is the strap. So we have what I feel and believe this is a soft, genuine leather upper and a rubber on the inside. And I just think that this really works. They just hit the nail on the head here. The strap color works really well with the dial, and the textured inner part of the straps works really well with the style. And the strap is beyond soft. Now, I don't know if all that made sense, but it's there. The hardware is the one that I might have an issue with, as I'm not actually a big fan of that buckle design. I just think that that is a bit too dressy for the style, and it just does not suit the look. Now, to draw the line here, guys, SWC delivered a cheaper, more day-to-day version of what it seems to be a very capable watch to begin with in the ARK lineup. Now, who is this aimed at? Well, I kind of want to say that everyone, even though this colorway might not be for everyone or might not be the right fit for a field watch, my wife seems to love it. And given the overall size, she actually can wear it too. Well, I can wear it too. What I'm trying to say is that they made a watch that can suit everyone, and that might be a very generic statement, but this is exactly what it is. Not too pretentious, or it's not too over the top, and what is lacking in that department more or less than makes up for it in the capability department. Now, it's safe to say that SWC pedigree shows, and it's pretty obvious that they have their signature look all over this. Now, that was it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review for the SWC ARK GMT. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the watch. I really thank you very much for watching. Click a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so, if you don't want to miss any future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.